live, Camille. We are live. There's some of the bush yards now. It's out for the most part now. They're dealing with smoke and getting it under control. The building is vacant. We're at Waterville Road and City Crossing on Reed Street. Yes. It was a very big fire with a lot of black smoke at first. All right, we can go live whenever you're ready. The screen's up, audio's up.
Hey, this is Camila Williams with 13 WMAZ News. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right, hey guys, this is Camila Williams with 13 WMAZ, and I'm actually here. We are on Waterville Road at a vacant building, and here's what we can tell you so far. So we actually saw fire coming from one of our monitors in the newsroom, and so we got down here quickly, me and our news manager, Raymond Tubb. And let me tell you what we have so far in terms of information. So Bibb County Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Murray came and told me that the call came in around 10:50 a.m., but they actually saw it from the Bibb County Fire headquarters that they saw the fire burning. And here's what else we know. It is a vacant building. So far, there are no occupants in the building, and fire crews are just getting in, and that happened just before 11:30. And we know right now that there are 7 fire trucks on scene, including Atrium ambulances here as well. And you can actually see behind me, you see work crews and other firefighters who are working their way in, telling each other and communicating what's happening right now. But we do know that this is on Waterville Road where this is happening. And it is just right, actually not too far from Eisenhower Parkway. And so for those who are just now joining us on the live right now on our 13 WMAZ Plus, let me tell you, this started, call came in around 10:50 a.m. Bibb County firefighters actually saw it from their headquarters just before the call, 911 call came in. There are 7 fire trucks on scene. And Raymond is going to turn so you can all see that there is a fire truck stationed right up Reed Street here. That is where you will see that they have positioned the fire truck. There is fire crews that have just worked their way in at 11:30. And actually down on Waterville Road, you can see that they've actually pulled out the where they pull the water lines out to make sure they can have water supply ready for when they go in. And there are 7 fire trucks on scene, including a atrium ambulance so far from Bibb County Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Murray. He told me that there are no occupants in the building so far, and that this is, like I said, a vacant building. This call did come in around 10:50 a.m., but they did see this smoke burning from this vacant building just before that from headquarters, before that call came in. It is really busy, and it does smell really heavily here. It smells really like thick smoke. It's when you get closer to the building and where the entrance is, where the firefighters are, it is very smoky. The firefighters do have on their protective gear. They have oxygen tanks on their back. They have their mask on, but it is very thick here. This area is already have blocked off from fire trucks and other fire crews here who are helping on the scene. It is a very busy and active scene that we can see so far. They're just discussing plans that I can tell from right here. And for those who are just now joining us, this is, we are at Westerville Road at a vacant building, Waterville, here on Waterville, just before Eisenhower Parkway. There is a vacant building that we saw smoke from our news monitors inside our studio, and we got here right away. So that's me and our news manager, Raymond Tubb. He is getting video right now so you can see what's happening. And again, for those who are just now joining us on 13 WMAZ Plus, we are here at Waterville Road at a vacant building where Bibb County investigator Captain Kyle Murray has told us that a call came in around 10:50 a.m. about a smoke coming from a scene. Just before 11:30, firefighters have made their way into the building. They do have water lines active. You can see from some of the fire hoses that there is water coming out of them and that they are using that. Right now, there are 7 fire trucks on scene, including a Atrium Health ambulance here. And it seems like they're actually pulling out another fire hose as well for this.
They weren't sure if the fire originally was in a loading area or inside the building itself. They think it is inside the building now.
They are trying to figure out where this fire started, whether it was in the front or the loading side. But it seems like wherever the smoke is coming from, it is coming from this side on Waterville Road. And that is where we are. We are actually located kind of at the turning point of Reed Street and Waterville Road. And there are 7 fire trucks on scene here, an ambulance on scene. The call for this fire came in around 10:50 a.m. But Bibb County Fire at their headquarters, they saw the smoke coming from a monitor of theirs, and that's how they knew to get here before the 911 call came in at 10:50 a.m. And for those just joining us here, this is Camila Williams with 13 WMAZ. We've got our news manager, Raymond Tubb, here with me as well, getting video, showing you what's going on. And you can actually see right up here on Reed Street that they are moving the ladder here. I cannot quite tell if they plan to move this. Let me see so I can show you what I'm seeing here. They've moved this ladder here. Let me zoom out for you all so you all can see what we're seeing. Yeah, Right there. This ladder was just moving moments ago and now they've stopped. We're still trying to determine which area they are to where this fire has started, whether it was in the front of this vacant building or the loading dock from this vacant building. So far, we're not sure if there's anyone inside, but Bibb County Fire. Absolutely. We are working to get more information for you all. So, I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure I give you the most up-to-date information. But as you can see, we've got some firefighters who are really working on hand about what's going on here. And I'm just going to turn this camera so you all can see what I'm seeing. And right there, seems to be the main point where the fire crews are working, is in front of this vacant building on Waterville Road, just before Eisenhower Parkway. Where I'm located is kind of at the turning point here of Waterville and Reed Street. And we are working to get more information for you. So far, 7 fire trucks on scene here. An ambulance is on scene. And we may have some new information for you in a second here.
Chief Shane Edwards will be joining us in just a moment.
Perfect. And we will have actually new information here. We've got Macon-Bibb County Fire Chief Shane Edwards, who will be joining us very shortly to give us more information about what they know, how they're working the scene right now. The smell of smoke has actually kind of died down since we've been since we've been sitting here, standing here, and reporting here. I can't say it was really thick. The smell of smoke, it was really strong. It's not somewhere you really want to be without the right equipment and the proper equipment and things that you need, whether it's an oxygen tank and your mask and all of the personal protection equipment that these firefighters are working here. And it looks like from where I'm standing that they are pulling water hoses in. There are active firefighters coming in and outside of this main point in front of this vacant building. And we know it's vacant because we got that information confirmed from Bibb County Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Murray. He's the one that told us the most up-to-date information when we first got here. And like I said, Bibb County Fire Chief Shane Edwards will be joining us very shortly. Hopefully not in too much time, but we will certainly get more information and things ready for you so you all can have the most up-to-date information. So for those who are just now joining us on 13 WMAZ Plus, this is Camila Williams. I am here on Waterville Road and Reed Street, where we have learned that a vacant building has caught fire. We do not know how it started or anything like that. We do know that there are 7 fire trucks on scene, an ambulance here, who are working this area as well. The call came in at 10:50 a.m. Headquarters actually saw it before that 911 call came in, and so that's how they knew to get here pretty quickly. And right now there are firefighters who are carrying oxygen tanks. They've got their equipment on, working the scene, trying to figure out what's going on, how they can be of help here. It is an active scene, several fire trucks, very busy. And it seems like there are people also running down Reed Street here. Everyone is moving pretty quickly here on the scene, trying to determine what is going on here. And again, we got here, we learned from Bibb County Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Murray that this call came in at 10:50 a.m. Headquarters actually saw this fire. When I say headquarters, I'm actually talking about the Macon-Bibb County Fire Headquarters. And I want to tell you what I'm seeing right now, and Raymond's going to tell you, turn the camera so you all can see what I'm seeing as well. Several fire trucks down Waterville Street here. There's fire trucks all the way down by Eisenhower Parkway, under the bridge there, which is Eisenhower Parkway, all the way to the other end. There is at several fire trucks lined up. We do know that there are 7 fire trucks on scene right now. It is very active. I'm seeing the fire hydrants here carry the water with the fire hose. They are inside the building. The water is on, so I'm assuming and suggesting that they are trying to limit this fire. I did just see some fire crews here. Perfect. All right, and we've actually got, and we are live. Hello, how are you, Chief Edwards?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good, good, good. And we are actually live on our 13WMAZ Plus app. So, I'm just going to ask you some questions and things like that. So, can you tell us, Fire Chief Edwards, what's been going on? What have you seen since you've been here?
Right. So approximately 10:50 a.m. this morning, we received 911 calls of heavy smoke showing around Waterville Road. Upon our units, first unit arrived on scene, did obtain a large commercial structure that did have a heavy fire inside the structure itself. They activated a second alarm immediately, getting additional resources down here on the scene. Once they got here and established several different water supplies from different hydrants in the area, we were able to get the fire under control. However, the building does appear vacant. The correct address is 1945 Waterville Road. We're right here at the intersection of Waterville and Reed, so we're asking that the community avoid the area as much as they can for the next several hours. Our units will be on scene for pretty much the rest of the afternoon due to the commercial structure, the size of it, making sure that we have all the fire out that was inside of it. At this time, we don't have any cause determination as how the fire started. Our investigation team is on site and they're investigating it as we speak. We did not find anybody in the building, so it appears it was vacant. We are searching it to make sure there's not anybody inside. At this time, we haven't found anybody. As I said, we got approximately 8 units on the scene at this point, and as I stated, we're going to be here pretty much for the rest of the afternoon. So if people can avoid the area for us, we truly appreciate it.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Chief.
What's in that building?
So there's a history of refrigerants and things like that, but we haven't obtained anything that's actually active in the building. But yes, anytime there's a commercial structure fire, depending on what could have been in there in the past and things like that, there probably is some odd smell. But we haven't detected any kind of active containers or anything like that at this point.
And how many firefighters would you say are currently inside the building?
So we're rotating teams of there's usually 4. There's 4 going in, and we've got 4 on a backup team that's going in with them. So I'd say probably right now rotating in and out of 4 at a time, maybe 6 at the max. So as you see out front, you'll see people there actually rotating out, and what they do is once they go in, they work their task, what they're assigned, their agenda to accomplish at that point. Once they accomplish that task, they come out. Next team's ready to go in and with their plan and their tactical assignment that they have from the battalion chiefs. So they're rotating that. So it could be as much, once we get the fire completely under control, there could be as many as a dozen firefighters in there eventually. But right now, while they're working on the fire and getting the fire put out, they're rotating in on teams.
Okay, and I'm seeing some carrying these tanks. Are these oxygen tanks?
So these cylinders that they're carrying are called SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. They have air in them, and that's what they wear when they're inside the structure to actually breathe and have fresh air with their face piece on. Keeps them from getting contaminants inside their body and things like that. But also they have to, you're rotating them out of the trucks. They have spare cylinders that are assigned to the apparatus. So as they're using theirs, they're actually swapping them out with cylinders on the truck. And then we've actually got an air and light cascade unit that's on the way down here. They'll be able to fill them up on the scene depending on how long we have to be here.
And what type of equipment are the firefighters using when they're inside? Like any monitors or big tools that they have to use to kind of make their way through?
So we do have thermal imaging cameras that they utilize to check for hot spots, make sure that if there's areas they can't see inside walls, things like that, that they can check on, and they're utilizing those. But mostly is their self-contained breathing apparatus. They are in there with a water supply line, 1 3/4 hose up to a 2.5 inch hand line, depending on what operation they're in on the inside. So most of it's just what they're trained with daily.
And when we first got here, there was atrium ambulance here. Do you suspect that there could be an injury during this process for either your fire crews or maybe finding someone inside?
So one of the things about any commercial structure fire, any structure fire that occurs in Macon-Bibb County, partnerships with community ambulance as well as atrium ambulance, we have a partnership whereas if we're dispatched to a fire scene and we have a live active fire scene, they automatically send an ambulance to the scene. So they're here on standby to protect our firefighters. Of course, if we were to find anything or see anybody inside that did not make it out of the fire, then they would, of course, render aid and transport if needed. But yes, they stay on scene with us as long as we have an active scene going. So thank you to both those ambulance services for always having our back, taking care of our firefighters when we're on scene. At this point, there's no injuries, thank goodness, and they're not needed at this point, at this time, but they are here if something unfortunate does happen.
Okay. And
it's suspicious. It's a vacant building. Normally those don't just spontaneously combust.
Right, it is a vacant building, and as I stated earlier, we don't exactly know how it started, but as I stated, we do have our arson investigation team on scene, and so they'll follow any kind of leads or anything that they can find as far as what may have started, how it may have started.
And I know we may have some nosy patrons out there who want to know what's going on. What can you tell them, as they may drive by and they want to stop or get a closer look? What would you like to tell them?
The most important thing is that please don't run over our fire hose. It's definitely against the law. That also puts our people in harm's way. If a vehicle runs over a fire hose, it cuts off that water supply going to that structure. Unfortunately, if that happens, we lose water pressure on the inside. That can cause our firefighters to get injured, and so we definitely don't want that to happen. As I stated earlier, we're just asking the community, please bear with us while we're at the corner of Reed Street and Waterville Road. Give us a little time to get the situation under control. We will get the roads open as quick as we can, but please don't ride around the fire trucks. If you are in the area, please be cautious. Our firefighters are having to go to their apparatus and swap out equipment, swap out gear. Please be cautious, please slow down, and protect our firefighters as they're working to protect our community.
All right, thank you, Chief. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Any
Thank
other
y'all.
questions? Any other questions? Good? All right,
y'all
thank
very
you.
much. Y'all stay safe.
Absolutely, you too. All right, you guys heard it first here from Bibb County Fire Chief Shane Edwards about what's going on here at the corner of Reed Street and Waterville Road. This is an active scene here for fire crews. They are working inside. As Chief Edwards said, that fire crews are rotating in and out of this vacant building. That is what we know. That is what we have so far. And so just to recap for those who are just now joining us on 13 WMAZ Plus, when it is me, Camila Williams, here with my news manager, Raymond Tubb, who is on the camera giving you a view of what we are seeing from the ground here. And to recap for those who are just joining us from Macon-Bibb County Fire Department, there are 7 fire trucks on scene, including Atrium Ambulance. So far, like Chief Shane Edwards told us earlier, that there are no injuries that they know of. He said, luckily, there are no injuries, and we hope that there are none. They can safely get in and out of this building and contain this fire, and that is what we know. And I'm actually, yeah, this is kind of a industrial area here that we're standing at here on Waterville and Reed Street. These buildings seem to be here for quite some time, especially this vacant building. As what we've learned, it is vacant. Fire crews are working inside the building and hoping that there's really no one inside, and that would be really dangerous. And the fire crews are working as fast as they can, just as we learned from Chief Shane Edwards about this. The smell isn't as thick, which makes me believe that they are actively putting out this fire, and it's not as that strong a smoky smell as if you can imagine that, or have ever been near a fire burning at a house or a store. That strong, thick smell, and it's hot. We're not experiencing that right now anymore. When we first got here, when we got down on Waterville Road, when we drove down, it was very strong. You could smell it, and they don't suspect that anything is seriously burning. But that is what we know so far as we are here on the scene at Waterville Road and Reed Street. several fire crews are here for the Macon-Bibb County Fire Department. And for those who may not know the history of the fire department, or how qualified they are they have a class 1 ISO rating. That means all of their equipment and their department is highly rated, highly qualified, and that actually helps households and their premiums too as well. So they are working really hard, rotating. Every battalion chief that is here with a fire truck, they have their crew here working in and out so they can give other fire crews a break from the different rescue teams here. And this is what we learned from Bibb County Fire Captain Kyle Murray, that this is a vacant building. The call came in around 10:50 a.m. However, Bibb County Fire Headquarters saw this fire before that 911 call came in at 10:50.
We're gonna let the folks in on the stream in a little behind the scenes stuff here real quickly. And this is news to Camila too, because she's been busy telling y'all what's going on while I talk back to the newsroom. But you're going to be live on midday, top of the midday cast, as you probably expected. And so we're going to keep the stream going until that point. And so you may hear Camila giving an IFB or a mic check if they ask for that. So she's going to kind of bring you along. So you get to ride behind the scenes since you're on our stream. And then she will do her live shot for midday, but she'll also still be up on the stream that whole time. So I just wanted to give her an idea of what's going on and let you at home know what's going on as well. So if Camila all of a sudden starts giving mic checks and stuff like that, you'll understand why she's doing that, because she's getting ready for our over-the-air broadcast on 13 WMAZ midday.
Perfect. There you have it, folks. That's actually our news manager, Raymond Tubb. He's been helping with the camera here. And like he said, we will be live at midday. We're just going to keep giving you the scenes and everything and what's going on. And we're just going to do a quick mic check here. Hello, hello. This is Camila Williams for 13 WMAZ News. I'm actually here at Waterville Road and Reed Street, where we have learned that there is a fire inside a vacant building. This call came in around 10:50 a.m., but Bibb County Fire Headquarters actually came in. They actually saw Bibb County Fire Headquarters actually saw this fire beforehand.
Yeah, we saw it on our skycam from the
Yeah.
medical center, and it was a thick column of dark black smoke that was going way up in the air. So you could see it from several miles away when it was going on. It was pretty impressive when we were headed over here, and there's still smoke that's getting vented from the building. You can see it on the camera there as the firefighters go in with the oxygen tanks to try to clear the building out and make sure that everybody's out and just make sure there are no hot spots burning still too. And the fire chief said they'll probably be here for a few hours because of that.
Yep, absolutely. And like we said, there are 7 fire crews on the ground right now here at the corner of Waterville Road and Reed Street. And we're actually going to take a real quick break here before the midday show so we can get all set up in front of the cameras. But make sure you tune in with us at 13 WMAZ midday on your TV and on the app. And you know where to download it. Roku, it's on your TV, Apple TV, and Fire Stick as well. We're going to wrap it up and take you to Skycam now. Let's go that way and then across. Yeah.
You lead the way.
Oh. Yeah, Frederick, it's absolutely right. A massive response. Everyone, it's active scene. And when I step out of the way, you can see firefighters rotating in and out. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 firefighters here who are actually, they were in a break just now, helping each other out, getting water. And when we spoke to Bibb County Fire Chief Shane Edwards, he told us this road is blocked off and they plan to be here for the next few hours. And this is kind of what is happening right now. This fire has been going on for quite some time. The water hoses are running. There are crews rotating in and out right now. And we plan to stay here for a while, and our other reporter, Naomi Washington, will also be here as well. So even when we are done here, you make sure you want to continue with us so we can give you the most up-to-date information on our 13 WMAZ Plus app, and that is also where you can find me live there as well. And like I said, we're going to keep you updated here on Waterville Road and Reed Street, where this vacant building has caught fire just before 11 a.m. Back to you, Frederick. All right, and we are back live on the 13 WMAZ Plus screen. This is Camila Williams here, and I'm actually here with our manager, Raymond Tubb, who is showing you all what's been going on here in this industrial part of Macon. This is Waterville Road. This is a vacant building from what we've learned so far. Active fire scene, 7 fire trucks here, firefighters working up and down the street. It is active. There's even an ambulance here as well. And there are people here who are working back and forth, firefighter crews rotating in and out, battalion chiefs. From what I've learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards, they are rotating their crews in and out, giving each other a break. And to reiterate, the Bibb County Fire Department has a Class 1 ISO rating. They are highly qualified. They are trained. They prepare for this kind of thing. And what you can see, Roy Raymond is showing you, is the inside entrance of where fire crews are going. It's testy, it's dicey. You can smell the smoke. That smoke is coming out that has been ventilated outside of this door. And that is what's happening. They are waiting to see what more can be done. Right now, luckily, there is no one inside. There are no injuries. And they have been here since before 11, working the scene, figuring out what needs to be done, rotating, helping each other out. And that is a good thing that there are no injuries. It is required that an ambulance be here. So that is why the Atrium Health ambulance is here. That is why they need to be here just in case, but it is required that one be on standby just in case. But what we've learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards, there are no injuries. And one thing we learned actually from Shane Edwards is that you do not want to be around here. It is an active scene. The streets are blocked off. I know people may want to go around and they want to look, but we did learn, which is new to me, I did not learn, but very new. If you stop on active water hose, that's actually illegal. So you do not want to step on one of these. That is actually something you can get in trouble for. You want to stay away because anything can happen at any moment. There are crews working the scene, figuring out. And like I said, this is Waterville Road where we are at. This is an industrial part of town. It's old. It seems like there are some other buildings that people work in, and they are watching. And actually, there's a building across the street. It is the Triple S Steel Supply Company. There were workers who actually were walking in, but they've since actually closed this gate now. So no one is inside of there, or at least no one has come out anymore, and they've locked that gate. But this is very active. People are up and down. We actually see the Agana Last Light personnel here as well. You know, just making sure that nothing else happens during the scene. It's active. People are watching, and it looks like the fire crews may rotate again here in the next 5 to 7 minutes or so. No injuries that we've learned of from Chief Shane Edwards. That's also what we learned when we first got here from Bibb County fire investigator Captain Kyle Murray. No injuries. This building is vacant. The fire department saw it from their headquarters, the smoke coming from this building, and then they arrived. But 911, there were people who reported this as well, and so they got here as quickly as they can. What we know right now, 7 fire trucks on scene. The battalion crews battalion chiefs are working together, rotating the fire crews in and out, giving them a break. This is a Class 1 rated, ISO rated fire department here, qualified, making sure everything is good. The smoke has really died down here. When you first got here, the smell, it reminded me of the last time I was actually covering a fire, which was actually the Bibb Mill fire from 2022, and that's kind of what it smells like. It's that thick burning smell. I couldn't really describe like if there was an actual item burning, but I wouldn't say it's like a wood smell either. Raymond would probably, kind of know what the smell is. What do you think?
It's just kind of an acrid smell. It almost smelled to me when we first got here, like if you open a bag of fertilizer, not burning fertilizer, but just when you open it up, it had sort of that kind of same pungent, acrid smell. And it still has a little bit of that odor to it, but it's definitely very different because different fires have different smells. Like a wood fire has a very distinctive smell, or car fire, but this is just kind of different. And as the chief was saying to us, this is an old warehouse, and so they think it probably had some refrigerants and stuff in the past, but nothing in there right now. But you don't know what kind of residues and that kind of thing are in there, or what's in the wall, what kind of insulation, or what kind of building materials in these older buildings are burning up as well.
Yeah, and we actually just saw one more fire come out of here. No injuries to him. Just kind of reporting back to his battalion chief what he is seeing and what they are, kind of describing inside. Another one has just came out. Good sign. No one seems to be injured here. That's really good. We do know that this building is vacant. This is an industrial area, so just kind of think like a General Steel buildings here. Just before Eisenhower on Waterville Road and Reed Street. And this scene is very active. The smoke is really coming out. And if you look really closely, it is at the firefighters. You can tell it's really hot. They are really sweating, and it's not. The wind is blowing out here, which, for us just standing here and describing what's going on, it feels nice. But for them, it's really hot. But they are protected. Yeah, and they've got heavy equipment on and they've got tools with them, and they've got monitors with them as well to kind of figure out the way how this fire is kind of moving inside, or where the smoke and where it started from. And it's dark. It's sunny out here, but there's like an awning over top of this door where the smoke is coming in, where firefighters are coming in and out, from what I see. And there's no lights inside. Once they enter in there, you cannot see them anymore. And they are relying on their radios as well to communicate with their battalion chiefs and the other firefighters and the rescue team as well. No injuries so far.
They've got an LED light on their helmet tops to kind of help spot them, and I guess to help them see too. But I couldn't see the firefighter in front of the door until he was maybe 4 or 5 feet from the door, even with that LED light. So that smoke's still got to be really, really thick inside. We saw them bringing in some exhaust fans to try to exhaust the building, but it's a big, big building, and there was black smoke going, hundreds of feet up into the air when we were first on the way here. So the inside the building's just got to be a murky mess to try to get through.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, and for those who just tuned in at midday and have continued with us on 13 WMAZ Plus, this is Camila Williams with 13 WMAZ. Our manager, Raymond Telbis, here getting you videos, showing you around. I'm describing what's going on, giving you updated information. The battalion chiefs are working together I do not see Chief Shane Edwards. He must be somewhere out of view somewhere, but he is also working this scene as well. And they've been here since just before 11. So let me just give you a rundown for those who are just now joining us here on 13 WMAZ Plus. This call started around 10:50 a.m. is when the call came in. And this building is vacant. Bibb County Fire Headquarters actually saw this fire from their monitors, and that's when they knew to arrive, and they have been here actively working this scene, and that was at 10:50, and it's almost 12:30 at this point. It's been some time now, almost let's say what, an hour and a half now. Yeah, basically before 11 to 12:30 now. Yeah, an hour and a half. And Fire Chief Shane Edwards told us they're going to be here for a few more hours. The fire investigators, the arson investigators are here to determine how this fire started. This is an industrial area. This building is vacant. It's not sure what is inside, but it seems like that smoke has kind of died down, because now you can see a little bit further down the hall in this building. That is what Raymond is showing you right now. Fire crews, 7 fire trucks were on the scene here. Fire rescue is here. Atrium ambulance is here on standby. And we just got confirmation that a second fire has been confirmed. And it's actually, we saw it on the other side of Eisenhower Parkway, but you cannot see that smoke anymore. It's on the other side. Raymond's going to show you that bridge that you see all the way down there on the other side of these fire trucks. That's Eisenhower Parkway. On the opposite side of that is where I actually saw, and I told the managers that there is another there's some other smoke over there, and it seems like you can't see it anymore, so there must be active fire crews there as well working this. Make sure if you are in either of these areas, you let fire crews do their job. You make sure you keep yourself safe, because when you're safe, the fire crews are safe, and that is important, and that is what they need to know, right? Is what you need to know right now. If you see any active water hose and the lines seem to be active, do not, I repeat, do not. This is what we learned from Shane Edwards. It is illegal to stop on a water hose. You can actually get in trouble for that. So make sure, because what happens is if you step on it, it stops water supply. And these water crews, they need that water supply to stop the fire. That is why it is important that they need that water. They can contain this fire. If you as you get closer and closer, it does get a little heated from that smoke, because me and Raymond and I were actually standing right in front of where the smoke is coming from. And it's not as that strong burning smell that we got earlier when we first arrived here just before 11. But the crews have since, been working this. There's actually a fire truck up Reed Street as well, and they're working from that end, and that seems to be a loading dock that is on that side. But from our end, this seems to be where the active scene is, and what you can see here as well. This is a vacant building. What we've learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards and Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Murray, that there is no one inside. It is a vacant building. They saw this smoke coming from this building from fire headquarters, and that's how they knew to get here. That call came in. Okay, so we've actually got some new information, because we said there was a second fire. Chief Edwards says that it is a small grass fire, and that is all he can say right now. He says he can't say if they are related as of now, but as soon as we get more information, we will let you know. Fire investigators, arson investigators are on scene. Once this fire is put out and it's safe to actively go in, that is when they will determine the cause of this fire and what we know here at Waterville Road and Reed Street. So for those just joining us on 13 WMAZ Plus, this is Camila Williams. News manager Raymond Tubb is getting you video. We are in an industrial area of Waterville Road, directly across actually from the Triple S Steel Supply Company. They have since locked the gate on that building. There were some workers who were walking in this parking lot, but since then, there's now just a car in that parking lot. And when you look at this building, you can see it's been here for quite some time. There's graffiti on this building. There's the fading of an older sign that has the word storage on it. It's hard to tell what the rest of it is because it's got some other covering on it. But it seems like this building has been here for quite some time. This seems to be a General Steel working area of Macon, not too far off from Eisenhower Parkway. The roads are blocked off around here. Fire crews plan to be here for a few hours. That's what we learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards. Fire crews are rotating in and out. They're helping one another, giving fire crews water, some Powerade I saw. And this water must be, or this, excuse me, the inside of this building must be really, really hot because every firefighter that we've seen come out once they've been in for quite some time, they are sweating. They look tired, but they're eager and they are reporting back to their battalion chief what's going on, what they're seeing, giving them details, any new information. But what we know right now is luckily no occupants inside. This building is vacant. So that's good news. That means that there is no one hurt inside. But as we learn more, we will continue to keep you updated on what's been happening here. This is an active scene here at Waterville Road and Reed Street. The roads have been blocked off, according to Fire Chief Shane Edwards. That's what we learned. We do have confirmation that there was another fire on the other side of Eisenhower Parkway. However, that is what we've learned from Chief Edwards. He says that that was a small grass fire. He says he can't say if they are related as of right now. We will continue to be here. Our other reporter, 13 WMAZ reporter Naomi Washington is here. She's getting video. She will have more for you later on, I'm sure, at the 5 and 6 shows as well. There is Atrium ambulance crew here on this industrial street. Several fire trucks here. We reported 7 earlier, and if I count from what I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm pretty sure there was one further down on Waterville. Nope, has since left. It's gone. So right now, from what I'm seeing in my view, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire trucks here. Battalion chiefs rotating with their fire crews on Waterville Road at this vacant building here. No occupants from what we know. No occupants. That's good news. That lets us tell you that there is no one inside. No one has been hurt. That is also good news. When we see firefighters at that one of the doors here, they're coming out with no injuries, no burns, but it is really hot. They are sweating. That equipment that they're carrying and what they have on, their personal protection equipment, it's hot. And while Raymond and I are just standing here in a breeze, you can kind of smell a little bit of that smoke as well come out. But before, you could even see through the door. But now that they've gotten some control, since we've been here for the last hour and 45 or so, they are still working this fire. They are working to get it contained, dial it down a bit, and they are doing what they can. This is a Class 1 ISO rated fire department. They are prepared, they are ready, they are qualified, and that is actually good news for household premiums and those insurances that we've done plenty of stories on, because that means that homeowners aren't paying as costly premiums. But back to this, fire crews have been here since before 11. This call came in from what we learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards just before 10:50. They actually saw it on monitors at their headquarters, and that's how they knew where to go. And they've been here ever since. Chief Edwards says that he plans to, their crews be here for several hours. There are fire investigators here, arson investigators here as well. And they're not stopping. They do have the water hoses still on. And for those who plan to kind of be in this area, I suggest you stay far back. Don't hurt yourself. Don't put yourself in danger. Don't put other firefighters in danger, because they have a job to do. This is very serious. What we also learned that was actually news to me is that if you step on a water hose that is working or being used, it's actually, it's illegal. You can get in trouble for that. So do not stop your car over a water line, because what can happen is that stops the water supply, and that means the firefighters can't do their job. So make sure, if you are planning, if you think about being in this area, I suggest you don't do that. It's active, it's busy. Their battalion chiefs, he's got his radio on him since we've gotten here, working to figure out what's going on the inside, because it's dark. When you look closely inside, and at this door where the fire crews have been going, you can't see. You just see smoke coming out. And that's scary. And we're pretty nearby. I'll step away so you don't hear the radio from the rescue truck. So,
I mean, there are multiple stories here as well. So, like right now, I just overheard them on the radio talking about they're trying to clear the second floor, and you can see all the smoke here on the first floor, but smoke tends to rise, and so I have no idea what the second floor may look like as well, as they're dealing with all of that, and just going through and continuing to try to clear the building, look for any hot spots, any small fires. Like, they got the main fire out, but you always get these hot spots, and if they're not completely extinguished, they'll sit there and smolder along, and then 10 or 12 hours later, they'd be back out here again. And so they're going through, probably ripping out parts of the walls and everything else to try to make sure they get every spark, every hot spot, any little smoldering place taken care of, so they don't end up getting called back out here later.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's actually an important point, Raymond. Hot spots, those are important, because if those hot spots aren't recognized, they can continue to spread, and the fire crews have to put those out, because if a hot spot isn't contained and it's not put out, it can spread to other areas. And like Raymond said, if they're already working on the second floor, they're moving along. They plan to be here for a while.
See all the Powerades and stuff on the front of the truck too, as the firefighters are working to stay hydrated, and they're going in rounds. I mean, we've seen these guys standing out here, but some of them were in there earlier. Some of them are preparing to rotate in once the other guys get to the point where they need a break, or if they need to change out their oxygen tank. So they're kind of going in teams and going in and out. And but it's dark, hot, smoky work inside there right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so just to reiterate for those just joining us on 13 WMAZ Plus, and if you tuned in at midday and heard a little bit about what's going on, let me give you a recap here. So when we got here before 11, we learned from Bibb County investigator Captain Kyle Murray that at 10:50 a.m. a call about smoke came in, and a fire headquarters actually saw that smoke on their monitors before that 911 call came in. This is a vacant building. What we learned from Bibb County Fire Chief Shane Edwards, that there are no occupants inside. That's good news, because that means no one is hurt. That means everyone that this building is empty. We did also learn that arson investigators and other fire investigators are here. Once this fire is put out, that they do plan to obviously go inside a little more in depth and determine what's going on as well. We've got a couple sirens coming down the street, so I apologize if it sounds a little skippy from me. But then again, let me keep you a little. This is Waterville Road. at Reed Street is where this unoccupied building is. Vacant building, sorry. Vacant building is. And we see, and for us standing here, this is an industrial area. There are several fire trucks up and down the street. We did learn that the streets have been blocked off. There was the Triple S steel company that's directly across the street. Workers were there, but they have since locked the gate, so they can't. They have since left. There is one car on the inside, but I haven't seen anyone go inside or outside of this building for a while now.
It says lunch is 12 to 1, but I think lunch is getting extended today.
Yeah, lunch seems to be definitely extended today for sure. They don't want anyone to get hurt out here. Fire crews have their equipment on. They have been rotating in and out from what we learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards. Fire crews have been helping one another. They've brought water, they've brought Powerade, taking a breather. Battalion chiefs that are here in the red, that's one of the battalion chiefs. He's been on the radio listening in to tell people what's going on, to tell his crew what's going on, asking what they're seeing, asking if they're okay. There is an atrium ambulance on scene, which is required, but that just because the atrium is here does not mean that there are any serious injuries, because there are no injuries to report right now. That is good. Raymond, do you think of anything else that maybe I'm missing or haven't said that you might want to say?
No, just like the chief said earlier, this is going to be going on for hours as they work to continue to clear the building, get the smoke out, get any hot spots out. So this road's not going to open anytime soon. Now, this is mostly an industrial, an older industrial area just off of MLK. So it doesn't get a lot of traffic anyway, but if you had any business down this way, you may want to call first or plan on coming out another day. Or if you were going to use this for a cut through or something, it's just not going to be an option for probably a good part of the rest of the afternoon. We do see while we're talking another group of firefighters coming out, and I don't know if you could tell again, something that we see that they've got to be within, it's not quite as close to the door as it was, but still probably 8 to 10 feet of the door before that light came out. And that's a super bright LED light that's made to help them see in the smoke and made to help them be seen by fellow firefighters in the smoke. And it's still really hard to pick them up. The smoke's still that thick inside as they go through floor to floor trying to clear out this building. When we got here, they were saying they weren't sure if it had started in a back loading bay area or inside, so it took them a little while to find the main source of where it started and then to get it out. And it was pretty amazing video that we took at the beginning when we were first breaking on 13 WMAZ Plus with our Macon skycam, which is over on Atrium Health Novacent. And so probably close to 3/4 of a mile away from here, you could see that dark column of black smoke shooting straight up in the air for hundreds of feet. So, you know, it was, if the sky was that full when we were on the way here, the inside of that building's got to be a mess too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's like kind of some, I don't know what it is on the outside, like some rags or blankets or something. I don't suggest that they brought those. I do see, you know, the red official bags. They were over by this fire truck, and I did see them walk that over. I'm assuming there must be some additional equipment or things that they may need, or like kind of like those scanners that they use to see where a fire's going, because it's dark in there. The lights aren't on.
Yeah.
And we did see Atlanta Gas, like a gas company here. He had a vest on. I'm assuming they probably wanted to make sure that any gas lines were cut off as well.
And we do see there are power lines connected to the building, but I don't know if the power was on. And it's anytime you have a vacant building like this that catches fire, yeah, you could have a wiring issue, maybe a squirrel or a rat in the out of wire or something like that. But it's very unusual for them to just catch on fire. And so the fire chief did say that, you know, their arson investigators are on scene. They're going to take a close look at this too. So Yeah, I'm wondering about all the rags and blankets there too. And that's something you always have to worry about too in these vacant buildings around here is did everybody get out? Was there somebody sleeping in there that wasn't supposed to be in there and could something have happened to them? So they say that they're confident they've gone through, they've cleared the building out, nobody was inside, but there's still a lot of questions about how it started and you know, where they're going to go from there. Well, it'd be interesting to see what the investigators find.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we learned actually from Shane Edwards is that arson investigators are here, fire investigators are here, and you know, obviously they will go in again once it is contained and it's actively safe to go inside. It must be really hot because now they're cleaning off their boots and stuff. They probably just got some mud and must. And ash.
A lot of soot and stuff.
Yeah. And it's definitely something you don't want to, you know, bring into the firehouse for sure. But yeah.
There you can hear one of the oxygen tank alarms going off. That one's the one that they've already brought out and taken off. But those are made to make that loud shrieking sound so that if something happens to a firefighter, they're down and injured inside, or they pass out from heat or getting hit by debris, that oxygen tank will start screaming like that. They know that they're getting low in air and they know to get out if they're okay, but if they're injured, it also makes it easier to find them.
Yep, that's exactly right, and that's what it's used for. So from time to time you may hear, you know, this loud in and out noise, and that's just the equipment that they use when they are actively inside. And that lets other fire crews know that, hey, maybe there's a man down, or hey, maybe I'm low on air, and they may have to take a step out, replace that tank, that cylinder tank, and be prepared to, you know, go back inside. And I just want to, you know, thank everyone that have been watching and staying with us since before midday, since we've been covering this. You know, we've got a full team at 13 who have been helping with this. You know, Raymond has been here with me since the beginning. We've got our producers and our digital team back at the studio, and our other managers working and making sure that everything runs smoothly for you all, whether it's at midday or on the Plus app, which is where many of you may be watching this from, or we're streaming from Facebook maybe. So you all can see firsthand what we are seeing. There's no need to come here. Just tell your friends, your family, and anyone who may be wondering what's going on to stream 13 WMAZ Plus. Hit the live at the top of the app on the homepage, live now, and you can see it streaming, and that's where you'll see it. Or even you're on Facebook. If you go 13 WMAZ on Facebook, if you see a red circle, that means around our logo on our page, that means we're live. And it'll say that on there, and it looks like there's maybe some other fire crews coming out. That's one, that's two, that's three. 3 firefighters just came out. And I remember the one that just took his mask off. He's been in and out since I got here. I've been watching him, and he's been relaying information, I'm sure, to the battalion chief of what they're seeing.
Yeah, the guy that's knelt down there, I know I've seen him make several rounds in there as well that's relaying what he saw. And they look drained when they come out, but then they'll hit the Powerade and rest a few minutes, and then they head right back in again. But, you know, it's been a couple of hours now too that they've been in there, so they had to go in, find the initial fire, put it out, and now they're taking several hours in hot, smoky conditions to continue to try to you know, clear the building and make sure that they get every bit of the flames and sparks and embers out so that they don't get a flare-up later on.
Yeah, we talked about those hot spots earlier. As they work their way up through this building, they've got to make sure that there are no other areas that burn and can spread. And if you don't know what a hot spot is, that's usually just a smaller area where it seems to fires want to ignite maybe again. That's what that is.
Maybe hidden under a floor or behind a wall, and They think they've got it all out, and it looks clear, and it just takes a few sparks if they sit in that dry wood and continue to spread, and they'll fire back up again later on. And you see it from time to time. Not so much here, as Camille has mentioned many times, or several times. We've got a Class 1 fire department. That's the highest rating a fire department can have. It's very, very hard. It takes a high level of training, a lot of equipment to get that #1 ISO. There aren't a lot of them in the country. I think it's one of the benefits here that a lot of, how many are there? 68. Camilla has researched it before, and we're extremely lucky to have a fire department like that here, and so they are very thorough and very highly trained.
Absolutely, yeah, and they've got a good leader. We've got the battalion chiefs here, Chief Shane Edwards, making sure that everything runs smoothly, and it's not chaotic. It's very organized. When I say active, I'm talking everyone has a job to do, whether it's getting someone water, whether it's monitoring the radios, maybe they have to take pictures, or maybe just check on another fire member. This is a family. I've done many stories with firefighters, and they talk about this brotherhood that they have, and that is very important here. And for those who have been staying with us, thank you so much. This is 13 WMAZ Plus, and we are actually on Waterville Road here, across from the Triple S Steel Supply Company. And this building has been here for quite some time. It's vacant, which is good. That means no one's inside. No one seems to be inside this building, as what we've heard and what we've learned from Bibb Fire Investigator Captain Kyle Edwards and Fire Chief Shane Edwards. That means that there is no one inside, and that's good. There is an ambulance here from Atrium on standby just in case that is required for any fire, that there is an ambulance that be here. And for those who are tuning in, they may say, hey, I want to go see, I want to go and see what's going on. Shane Edwards says, stay far away. This is serious stuff. When there's a fire and there's a lot of moving parts, you do not want to be around fire crews need to do their job. This is very important stuff. And one other note that I actually thought was interesting, which was interesting to me because I did not know this. If you stand or are driving on and you stop on an active water hose, you run over it. That's illegal. You can get fined for that. There are serious consequences to this. So just stay with us on the app. We've got Raymond giving you video. I'm giving you the details. I'm telling you what's going on in this industrial area. We're just near Eisenhower Parkway. Many of you take this road day in and day out, whether you're going to work, going to stores, maybe you've got to pick up your kids from school somewhere. This is where it's in the middle of an active area, but Bibb County Fire Department, they've got it under control. The Macon-Bibb Fire Department, they've got it under control, and they will be here for several hours from what I've learned from Shane Edwards. And for those who may just be joining us, this is a fire at a vacant building at Waterville Road. This building has been here for quite some time. Fire crews are going in and out. This call actually came in just before 11 o'clock. So that is what we know so far. We will continue to update you. Our other reporter, Naomi Washington, will have more for you later on in our 5 and 6 show as well, so you all can be up to date. And I just want to say, like, our crews and our workers back in our studio, they've been here. They have been on it. Our producers, our digital team, Raymond, our photogs, they're here. We have been here since the beginning. We have been keeping you updated, whether it's on the app, whether you're watching right here from the stream, maybe you're just reading it from somewhere on our website. We've been giving you that information. This is why it's important that you stream with us and continue to stream with us on 13 WMAZ Plus and our website, so you can continue to learn more information as well. And I'm going to make sure just to see here, active scene here, what crews working. There are still firefighters inside. They've been rotating inside and out to determine what's been going on. You've got fire trucks to the left on Waterville, down this way. If you look up, there's more this way as well. Earlier, when I counted, what we learned was that there were 7 fire trucks, but right now it seems to be 1, 2, 3. I see 1, 2,
There was
3,
one way up Reed
4.
Street. I don't know if it's
Oh,
still there, too.
yeah, there was one on Reed Street. I guess we could kind of walk there. And so you can see that there were other parts of this building that seems to be closed down on Reed Street where fire crews were at as well.
I'll actually give you a better idea of how big this building is. I mean, it goes down several hundred feet on the front end that you've been seeing and that we've been showing you, but it goes way down to the side as well. And again, it's kind of on a hill, so it's got several different stories. But and right now we're walking. You can see Eisenhower Parkway in the background, so we're walking you that way, and going by a couple of the other fire trucks. I'm not sure if there's still one on Reed Street. They had one of the ladder trucks and actually had the ladder deployed on it, which those are almost like cranes. The ladders can go out, I don't know, maybe 100 feet, maybe more. I don't know how tall they are. We're actually going by another ladder truck here, but they haven't deployed it. But because when you have an industrial fire and black smoke coming up, you never know exactly what you're going into. And a really, really huge fire, the best way to handle it is from above and getting on top of it. And so that's why they deployed all the ladder trucks. And yeah, that one's still up there. They've got the ladder back in, and actually there's your other 2 trucks. So you had 5 along here, so there's still 7 on scene. But you can see how far up this building goes up the hill.
Yeah, this is Reed Street. When we say up the hill, this building is at the corner of, there you see it, Waterville Road and Reed Street. And we've got several fire trucks here. We've got rescue trucks as well here, an ambulance on scene. They are working, and this is serious stuff, guys. Very serious. You just want to make sure you stay out of the way. If you plan to just want to look by, you do not want to be in this area. Chief Shannon Edwards said it best. Just let the fire crews do their job. Stay out of their way. These firefighters, this is their job. This is what they need to do. This is Class 1 rated fire department here. This is what they do, and it's important that we let them do their job. So again, this vacant building is at the corner of Waterville Road and Reed Street. It's in an industrial part of town, not too far from Eisenhower Parkway, where you can see everything. Because when we turn, like Raymond is showing you, our manager, that's Eisenhower Parkway. That's that bridge. Very active area. Many of you use that road every day, like I said earlier. Whether it's to go to work, maybe you're going to the store, maybe you're just coming in and out of town. That's why that's important. So you guys can have a kind of a map to notice what you're seeing. So we're just gonna walk some more back to where the fire crews are working on this Waterville Road side of the street. You can see they've one fireman here, just kind of taking off his equipment. So it seems like they've got it under control. They're taking the hose back.
It looks like they are starting to break down some, so we'll probably give you a quick final look at that main doorway that we've kind of been focused on for a lot of our coverage, and give you a last wrap up of the scene, and then I think we may follow these firefighters in and pack it up.
Right, yeah. So one final recap of what has been happening, what we learned from Fire Chief Shane Edwards with the Macon-Bibb Fire Department. This call came in around 10:50. The headquarters saw this fire before on their monitors, and that's how they knew to be here, and that's when they got the 911 call as well. There were 7 fire trucks on scene here to begin with. Firefighters are actually wrapping up, clearing out the hoses, water hoses there. Vacant building on Waterville Road at the corner of Reed Street and Waterville Road. No injuries to report. That's good. No one inside. They looked through this building. They've already been here as well. So we will continue to be on the scene. Our other reporter, Naomi Washington, will be here. She will have more information and details later at 5 and 6. Make sure you get your latest information, news, and updates with us on 13 WMAZ Plus and on our website, 13WMAZ.com. And again, this is Camila Williams with 13 WMAZ. Thank you all so much for joining us and staying with us. And we will have more information, and you can find us for our next newscast at 5 and 6.